They didn't have you up yet. Say it again.
It's Andrew Burkell.
Burkell, that's right. And so he really did try to keep the gun show where it had been for almost 2 decades.
Exactly. Yeah, he definitely fought for us inside the meeting.
Well, that's good. Now, moving on from there, we have the good news. It was a great success. I'd say 80% of the folks came out to the demonstration with several other groups there. I don't get permits for protests in Austin because you don't need permits, and that sets a very bad precedent. But there were several other groups out there. But overall, it was very, very, very successful rally. I'd say over 300 people there total. Front page of the Statesman. I didn't see it, but I was told by family. There's now a state investigation going on. Governor Rick Perry says he's looking into it. Overall, Darwin, I think this has been a pretty good success fighting back against these people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we definitely got the word out and created a lot of buzz, and let a lot of people that didn't know what was going on see how their inside government is working and treating them. So overall, it was a great success.
Absolutely, and we have some more good news. You got news yesterday and called us that you were able to get another good center where you'd previously had some gun shows before they ran off the Saxit, this time in South Austin, and coming up next month, it is on. Yes,
sir. February 20th and 21st, the third weekend of February, we'll be back at the Target building, which is exit 228, William Cannon off of IH-35. It was the old Super Target building.
Now, I want everybody to come out to this to make sure that they don't, because it financially, as you said, you only run 2 shows, was devastating, but you have gotten quite a bit of support now in small donations at thetexasgunshow.net. But we need to ensure that there is a gun show in Central Texas now that they've harassed HEB. Are you worried about them harassing the owners of the Target Center? But as the governor said, if this happens again, it is definitely harassment and racketeering.
Yeah, no, I'm not afraid of it happening on this one because, I mean, we got them on tape saying, if it happens again, it's definitely racketeering and what you said. So no, I'm not worried about them coming over there and making a big stink at the next show because they know over there the person that decides what goes on is me. So they know they're barking up the wrong tree. They can't strong-arm somebody into forcing us out like they did last time.
I think it's smart to do what a lot of other gun shows have done, and you may have already been doing this, but just have a 1-page printout sheet for private sellers who have it on their back or rent a table that, without the government involved, that's fine, but ask for a Texas ID and ask them if they're a felon. But it turns out that I met the fella at the demonstration. He seemed like a good guy. I mean, he seemed genuine in what he was saying. And this is what witnesses told me separately, that they kept sending illegals up to him saying, I don't have a driver's license, sell me a gun. And he said no, even though he legally could under private seller. He was going the extra mile. And then they brought somebody in with a fake ID. Well, they said it was fake, took him outside, threatened to arrest him and said, don't you feel bad? And he said, no, I didn't do anything wrong. And they let him go. Then they told the media there had been an arrest. This was a hoax.
Yeah, and they did it. They did it just so they could go back to HEB and say, see, even though it was a different promoter, nothing's changed. We still had an arrest in the parking lot. That's exactly why they did that on Saturday.
I think the only unsolved mystery here, I mean, we know they ran Saxit out, who were great folks, been there since I was in high school and college, so we're talking 17, 18 years. I mean, I was in high school 18 years ago. Hard to believe I'm getting that old. I've been out of high school as long as I was in school and since I was born. But I'm getting to be an old dog now, 36 next week. But Saxit, we've tried to contact them. They're a lot bigger. They probably just want to move on, but they need to defend the Second Amendment. And we need to, well, I mean, specifically, Darwin, they thought you were the Saxit. What did they say to you as the Saxit?
Well, the reason they thought we were the Saxit is because we filled in the same weekend, and they didn't. There was no month that skipped where there wasn't a show. And so when they invited us to the meeting, obviously they thought we were the Saxit. But when they started reading off all the different incidences that had happened, they all happened at the other show. And then that's when I told them, well, you're reading off something that doesn't even pertain to me. And they were like, what? They didn't even realize that we were a different show altogether, which upset me. And then on the news, I listened to one of the reports, and it said well, we were the gun show where all this stuff had happened, all these different incidences that happened, which wasn't true because we'd only been there 3 shows.
But, Darwin, it was far worse than that. And, again, this isn't just about Texas or the Second Amendment or the Justice Department. The news now admits basically called for this from the APD, so this is Obama. There's the issue of media lying and saying it's the law. You got to have paperwork. What's the big deal?
Yeah, no, it's upsetting because they just basically make rules as they go along, and they feel because that they believe it that it's true. And I mean, you can't get farther from the truth.
Well, I'm going to be down there both days off and on. Maybe we can even do a live broadcast from there Sunday, but the issue is we're going to be there. You've authorized us to be inside with cameras. I need to talk to you privately about COINTELPRO because you'll invite me there and I'll be there, and there'll be a group showing up saying, get out of here, you're not supposed to be here, and they'll do another hoax. But that's what COINTELPRO does. And Luke Radowski's putting a report out on this today on a separate issue, or tonight. It's so amazing to see the things they do. I mean, they ran fake stings on you. You're now experiencing the long arm of the dirty law, and that they really do this, and they really do lie, and they really do twist and make you and I the bad guy, Darwin. So it's very important for everybody to come out to this event. People should rent tables. I'll get a table. We'll have our books and videos there. I'll be there signing books, signing videos. And when I'm not there, I'll have my crew there. And you might want to tell the cops, because you say the cops without warrants, just always, the detectives and BATF just walk in the back door like they own the place. Are you going to put them on notice that that's your business? They've got to ask permission before they enter?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'll put it, I'll do a formal announcement. I'll write them a letter saying that, if they want to come in, they got to have a warrant with them.
Now, you're going to rent some police officers, though, to be at the front.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we need good officers there. Again, we're not saying the police are bad. I kind of went wild when cops were laughing at us and flipping us off and taking photos of people in the windows. But those were thug cops that wanted to come to the window and make fun of us. Some of them weren't thugs. They were agreeing with us. And my dad went around with copies of the law. I didn't even know he'd come, but he left. But he talked to a whole bunch of police who were down the street and watching us, and they would say, look, we know. And they would hold their BlackBerry with the law and say, I was just reading it. Yes, we know this is wrong. Thank you. So the good news is Austin police are upset about this.
Absolutely. I've had phone calls from 4 of them that called me to express, the concern and saying that, they're behind me, and when we find a new building that they'll be there and they'll show their support by coming to the next show. So, I mean, by far not all the cops in Austin are bad. It's just a few bad seeds that they have working for them.
Well, it's the guys at the top, and then, watching those detectives in the press conferences, they didn't look like evil people. They looked like they really thought they were doing good because the feds came in and told them to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get a sense that they were evil people. I just got a sense that they didn't stand up for what truly is right. They had an order, they took it, and they followed through on it, thinking they were doing a good job. But that's their downfalls. Not following their true order, which is inside.
Absolutely. Well, again, TexasGunShows.net, and that's coming up. Your Austin show. Tell us about both your upcoming shows and the dates and the location here in Austin.
Yeah, well, our next coming show is going to be February 20th and 21st, and like I said, it's going to be at the old Super Target building on William Cannon, the William Cannon exit. It's exit 228 off of 35. There's more than enough room. I can accommodate whoever wants to show up. There's 115,000 square feet there. So, whoever hears this, and wants to show up, we got more than enough room for you. Just give us a call at 210-872-7469, or you can reserve your table now on the web at www.texasgunshows.com.